Hello and welcome again. Today we'll be doing a flow and stretch class for 30 minutes. And if you're a runner or walk a lot like me, this is a very good class for you. So let's get started. Sit in cross-leg position. And before we start, make sure you have props, 2 blocks, and a strap. Yeah. So relax the shoulders, keep your spine nice and long. Close your eyes. Feel your physical posture, any adjustment, any tightness. Just observe it. Drawing the shoulders back and down into the spine. Elbows are nicely resting below your shoulders. Feel your hands resting on your knees. Bringing your attention towards your breath. Observe your natural, spontaneous breath. Feel the ribs expanding as you breathe in. As you breathe out, feel your ribs sinking back into the spine. One more big inhale. Exhale this breath. And then gently take your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, push your palms to the ceiling, stretch. Inhale. As you exhale, bend to your right. Keeping your left hip heavy and grounded. Keeping both arms straight here. Inhale back to center, stretch up. As you exhale, take your hands to the other side. Slightly rotating your ribs towards the sky. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. And then release your hands by your side. Now take your arms up again and interlace your fingers behind your head. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, release the right hand down onto the mat. Walking the hands away from you, open the chest towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your left elbow to your right forearm. Inhale, open again. Exhale, bring your elbow to your forearm. One more time, breathe in and out. Inhale, open. And then lift this right hand up and bring it behind your head. Now take your left hand to the left side, walking your fingers slightly forward. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, elbow to your forearm. Breathe in and out. One last round. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open, and then gently release, come back to center. Now place your hands onto your knees, lift your shoulders up, shrug, roll them back, down and forward. Few circles. And then reverse, take it back, up, forward, down. One more round. And release. Now we come to tabletop position, keeping the knees and hips in line, hands and your shoulder in line. We begin with cat and cow again. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and out. In breath, belly falls, chest up. Out breath, curl your tailbone under, lift your upper back high. One more round. And exhale. Inhale to the center. Now extend the right leg back. Keep your toes down onto the mat. Press your heel towards the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, press and up. One more time, press and up. Now lift your right leg up. Squaring your hips to the mat and extend your left arm forward. Flex your back foot, all toes are spread nicely. Big inhale. Exhale this breath. And then gently release. Bring your left hand, the right knee down. Extend the left leg back. Keep the toes down. Push your heel down towards the mat. Feel the stretch in your left calf. And then roll forward. Exhale, press. And then roll forward. One more time, press down. Roll forward. Then lift this leg up, flexing your back foot, keeping the neck long. Extend the right arm forward. Pushing through the left heel, activating the back leg. Hold for 2 more breaths. And then release. Bring the little hand and your knee down. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Start paddling your heels. Now you can bend your right knee and keep your left leg straight. Feel the stretch in your left hamstring, your left calf, and try pressing your thigh, your chest towards your right thigh. Then you switch, straighten the right leg, bending the left knee, lifting your sit bones higher. And then release, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, move back to downward facing dog. One more time, high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now step to the very top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Look at your thumb, get a nice stretch in your side body. Feeling the weight in your heels. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, send your right leg back, keeping the front knee over your ankle. Get a nice stretch in your hip, your quad. Gaze forward. Place both hands down, take your left leg back, high plank. Drop your knees down, chest forward, chest and chin down. You can watch the full view here. Inhale, cobra pose, belly button off the mat, on the mat. Draw your shoulders back and down. Curl your toes under, lift yourself up, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. If your foot is back, you can grab your ankle and bring your foot forward. Maybe using blocks under your hands will help here. Feel the stretch and length in your spine as well. As you exhale, step your left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, send your left leg back this time. Exhale, right leg back. Either you can drop your knees, chest, chin, or you can go to chaturanga here. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward, keeping the knee and ankle in one line, lengthening the spine, gaze forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Let's do one more round. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, right leg go back. Exhale, left leg back. Drop knees, chest, chin, or move to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Keep that same stance, just straighten your front leg. If your hands are not touching the mat, you can use props. Here you can use blocks under your hand. And then draw your chest forward. If you want to intensify your stretch, you can lift your right toes up. You'll get a nice stretch in your right hamstring. See if you can pull the right hip backward and stay and breathe. Flexing your right toes and keeping that back heel pressed down onto the mat. Hold for 3 deep breaths here. Try not to round the spine. Try to lead with your heart as you reach down. One more breath. Exhale, bend your front knee and step your left foot forward. Inhale, rise up all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, send your right leg back. Exhale, left leg back. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Keeping the same stance, we are not bringing the foot forward here, and just try straightening your front leg. Now you can use blocks. If you are up here, that block will help you to keep the spine long. But if you're rounding here like this, make sure you stay halfway lift. And to intensify the stretch, you can lift your left toes up, forehead towards your shin or wherever it reaches. And just focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Feel that engagement in your legs, as well as relaxation, like relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the face muscles here. Hold for 3 more breaths. One last breath. As you exhale, bend your front knee and step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, upward salute. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, send your right leg back. Exhale, left leg back. Drop both knees down and start walking your hands forward. So I'm not moving my hips forward, I'm just keeping my hips over my knees and walking my hands forward, bringing my chest and chin down. If you can't reach down, you can use block under your chest, so you get a nice stretch in your lower back as well as your shoulders. Any tension in your shoulders, you feel too much tension, you can walk your hands slightly backward here to ease out the tension. It gives a nice length to your lower back, creating a little bit space in your lower back. Hold for 2 more breaths. And slowly lift your chest up first, elbows up, and then walk your hands under your shoulder, curling your toes under downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, and we come up, warrior 2. From here, you straighten the front leg, moving to triangle pose. Reach forward, inhale. As you exhale, right hand comes down and left arm reaching towards the sky. You can use block under the right hand. Make sure your hand is not in front of your right leg. it's outside. It will give you more opening in your chest. And try keeping your right hand very light, not hanging down here. As we are holding a little longer, so you can shift your gaze to the side wall as well to ease out tension in your neck. If you want deeper stretch, you can take your top arm around your spine and rotate your ribs towards the ceiling. All you have to do is to just keep watching your breath here. Observing the breath. Maybe go for Ujjayi breathing. One more full breath. Inhale, slowly rise up. Now from here, you turn your right toes inward. Pigeon toes. So toes in, heels out. Interlace your fingers behind your back, lifting the chest up. As you breathe out, you start hinging forward from your hips. Keep your knees slightly soft so you're not hyperextending. Just squeeze your palms, bring the crown of your head down as much as you can. Keep a check that you're pressing the knife edges of your feet down, not the inner edges, to activate those legs. If you have any shoulder tension or sensitivity, you can release your hands down onto the mat as well, maybe your forearms down. Now from here, start shifting the body weight slightly forward into the balls of your feet, keeping the heels very light onto the mat. One more breath. Inhale, slowly rise up halfway. Now start bending your right knee, turning your left knee, turning the left toes outward and sit on your left foot. So if you can't sit like this, you can just stay halfway as well, pushing your hips backward but not forward. Make sure your knee is moving back here. This option, or if you can sit all the way down, joining your hands to your heart center, maybe opening your arms wide, flexing the right foot. Hold for 3 deep breaths. Exhale, come back to center, walking your hands to the other side, bending the right knee. Again, you can just stay halfway here. Either draw your hands to your heart center or extend your arms up and down. Make sure your left foot is engaged by flexing the left foot. Hold for 3 more breaths. Exhale, release, turning your toes to the front, to the right side. From here, and take your right leg back, high plank. Go down, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Come up, warrior 2. Now straighten the left leg. Reach forward, finding that length first. Then release your hand wherever it reaches down. Then extend the right arm up. Make sure you are not bending forward here. Try to keep your shoulder and your hip in one line. So for that, you need to lean backward, pressing into the knife edge of your back foot. And maybe softening your front knee if you feel that it's hyperextending. Feel the stretch in your spine as well as your legs. To deepen your twist, you can wrap your top arm around your spine. Looking over your right shoulder, any neck tension, you can shift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Hold for 3 more breaths. One last breath. Inhale, slowly rise up. This time we bend our front knee and bring both hands down. Take your left leg back. High plank, go down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now lift the right leg up and step your right foot outside of your right hand for lizard lunge. Turning the toes slightly outward here. Keeping your hands under your shoulder, neck is long. Now to get a nice stretch in the spine, start walking your hands forward. As you walk your hands forward, you draw your right knee towards the right shoulder. If this is too much, you can relax your back knee down onto the mat. And to deepen your stretch, you can lift it up. One more breath. Start walking your hands under your shoulder and then drop the back knee down. Now you can bring the right foot in the center, keeping the knee and ankle in line, and push your hips forward. Look over your right shoulder and then start bending your back leg. Once you bend your back leg, reach your right arm back. If you can reach to your foot, fine. If not, just stay wherever you are. Try not to move back your hips like this. You need to walk your hips forward. And if you can reach your foot easily, you can bring your heel to your hip. Looking over your right shoulder. It's a nice stretch in your hip flexor, your quad. Hold for one more breath. Long inhalation and exhalation. And then gently release your foot. You can keep your 2 blocks by your side and then straighten your front leg, pushing your hips backward, flexing your feet. This is half split. Drawing your chest forward. If you want, you can reach to your full splits as well. You might be slightly up here, that's okay. And if you are close to your mat, like your hips are reaching down but not touching the mat, curl your back toes under and then start pulsing to go deeper into your stretch. And if you are up way high, you can use block under your thigh and just rest here. See whatever works for you. Make sure you're not drawing the right hip forward. You are pulling the right hip backward here, so you both hips stay in one line. Go for 2 more breaths. Long inhalation and exhalation. It's an intense stretch. One last breath. Then start bending your right knee. Be mindful when you exit from this pose. Go slow. Now curl the back toes under, placing your hands down. Take the leg back. High plank. Go down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, send your left leg up And step your left foot outside of your left hand. Keeping your hands under the shoulder. Toes can be slightly turned out here. Any tension in the back leg, you can drop the back knee down to release out the tension. Now from here we start walking our hands forward and our gaze is also forward, so we are not hanging down like this, we are lengthening. As we walk our hands forward, we draw the knee and your toes slightly forward. Feel a stretch. Hold for 3 deep breaths here. Activating your leg and spinal muscles. One more big inhale. And then as you exhale, walk your hands back. Bring the back knee down onto the mat. Turn your toes out. Look over your left shoulder. Now make sure your hips are not going back. They're moving forward, and then start bending your back leg. Either stay or reach back. You can reach, if you can reach to your back foot, you can pull it towards your right butt cheek. And breathe. Breath really helps to go deepen into the pose, so focus on your breath. One more big inhale. Exhale this breath. And then gently release. Walk your left foot in the center, in between both hands. Now you straighten your front leg, pushing your hips back for half split. So from here, avoid rounding the spine. You are lengthening, so lead with your heart forward and curling the left toes towards your face. You can stay here, most welcome to stay here, or if you want to go deeper into the stretch, you start sliding your leg front and back for full splits. Flexing your front foot. Choose your option. If your thigh is really high, you can get support from the prop. Or if you're closer to the mat, you can add some pulses. For that, make sure your back knee is off the mat before you start pulsing. The common mistake here is we drop the toes outward like this. Make sure the toes are pointing straight up. And hold for 3 deep breaths. One more breath. And then be mindful when you exit again, you bring your foot slightly backward, bending the knee. Curl the back toes under and then lift your back knee up, come to high plank. Go down, chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and jump through seated. Extend your legs forward. Now from here, you keep your spine long, flexing the feet. It's okay to bend the knees as we are working on the spine. So keep your knees soft if you need to. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend forward. Roll the shoulders back, draw your heart forward. If you can't reach, you can use your strap here. And then make sure you lengthen the spine. Instead of rounding and hanging, you will lift and then draw forward. And if you can reach easily, you can add more intensity holding the block. Now all you have to do is breathe in, stretch forward. As you breathe out, pull your belly in and go down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. One more time, breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, fold and hold. Go for 3 more breaths. And inhale, slowly rise up. Bend your knees, keeping your feet flat, hands by your side, slightly behind. Inhale. As you exhale, both knees reach to your right, look over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center, and then move to the other side, look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, and then join the soles of the feet together, butterfly legs, opening the knees out. Inhale, draw your heart up. As you exhale, start hinging forward, but keeping the spine long, not hanging down. You're lengthening, pressing the elbows onto the thighs, reaching forward to the crown of my head. I'm going forward and down. When you reach down, make sure you open your inner edges of your feet like a book, as you want to place your chest down here. One more breath. Inhale, slowly rise up, and then you sit cross-legged. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, right hand comes down. Maybe elbow comes down, keeping the left hip heavy. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand and left elbow down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist to your right, lengthening your spine, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, switch to the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, draw your hands to your heart center. Draw your thumb to your forehead center. Take a full breath in here. Empty. And bow forward, thanking the Mother Earth for today's practice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.